and welcome to this very special conversation about the budget. We have Deepak Jasani, Head Retail Research, HDFC Securities, joining in with his take on the budget and a couple of key sectors that he might like now. Mr. Jasani, welcome to the show. If you could just start by giving us your sense, it's almost a week since the budget. We're still in budget week. But how do you think the markets have absorbed the gains or the increase in the capital gains tax?
Yeah, so I think initially the markets reacted a bit negatively. Intraday on the budget day, we saw a sharp fall because of the STT and capital gains tax rise. But I think over time, markets have gotten over that kind of a fear or a hesitation. Of course, FPI still continue to be sellers, but on the other hand, there are a lot of other FPIs as well as the locals who started doing dip buying and continue to be buyers till now. So markets have sort of overcome the fears, at least for now, about the rise in STT and capital gains tax. And going forward, I think they will monitor the progress of monsoon and the balanced corporate results. And locally, the political situation, including the state elections going from now on. So I think now the budget related fears or expectations is behind the way. And now we will look at the normal triggers and concerns going forward.
Okay, well, do you think that there could be a possibility of further hikes when it comes to capital gains tax, say in the Feb budget, which is just a few months away? And is that something that the markets will probably fear now?
Yeah, there is a possibility, but I think the government may not do it back to back. They may wait for one more year to do that. But even if that is done, I think then currently the gap between the short-term capital gains tax and the long-term gain tax is about 750 basis points. If 12.5% becomes 15% going forward, then the gap will narrow. By having such a wide gap, I think currently the government is dissuading short-term trading in a sense. But if the rates are again hiked, then the traders will become neutral, or investors will become neutral between holding for a shorter period and a longer period in that sense.
Okay. There's also been a lot of debate around the removal of the indexation benefit for real estate. What is your view there?
I think normalizing or sort of regular standardization of the rates is welcome. 12.5% tax versus the 20% earlier. Now, indexation will sort of impact different people differently. People who are holding properties for more than 15 years may get a bit impacted by the new provisions, but people who are holding for, say, between 3 to 15 years will be benefited. So this will impact different people differently depending on their holding period. And there is no one simple answer for that. But going forward, I think it may dissuade some high value purchases for people for investors who want to buy and rent it out for some time and then sort of churn those properties. So there may be some sort of negativity involved. So, but we'll have to watch over the next few months as to how investors in high value homes react to this.
Okay. Well, just give us a sense in terms of a couple of themes that you would be playing. You did mention that the budget is now over, but we do have a lot of other triggers to look at. For example, earnings, the global space, as well as the state elections. So give us a sense in terms of that context. What are the themes or the sectors that you would be bullish on here on?
So budget, I think sectorally, there are not too many sectors which will get directly benefited or affected by the budget. But I think aquaculture, which is a small sector or industry with very few listed players, leather, textiles, consumer is a big sector which will benefit out of it, out of the budget because of the provisions in the budget, allocations, employment-linked guarantee scheme, and the rural and agri allocations, and the 17,500 tax benefit that the taxpayers will have. So the expectation is that savings will go towards consumption. So consumer staples and consumer discretionary is one space which can benefit out of it. Apart from that, I think irrespective of the budget, IT and pharma continue to look good. Oil and gas selectively has a lot of value, so one can look at that.
Okay, all right, Mr. Jasani, we're going to leave it on that note. Pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for
My
joining
pleasure.
in with your views.